Let's take a look at your weather for today. So glad to have you here, Bishop Campbell and myself. We're just off the charts this morning on his birthday, and we've given him some real good birthday weather today. Starting out with a high pressure that's just off the east coast of Florida. The ridge of the high extends over the Atlantic, and it's bringing the circulation of the winds just a little bit more around and warming things up. Before you know it, we'll be getting easterly winds, then southeasterly flow, and we should be getting a nice warming up to near 80 degrees over the next day or so. That's a welcome change in temperature. Let's show you how things have been going over the past 12 hours. The high pressure starts off around Panama City, then moving across the state of Florida with the center of it, moving towards the east, continuing to slide east over the forecast period. And this frontal system that you see just about here is expected to cross over the Bahamas sometime in the latter part of the weekend. The temperature is going to drop, but not as bad as it was last week, although it's still going to be dropping into the 50s here in the northern Bahamas on Sunday night, and Monday looks like before it arrives here with a real dip in temperature. But for the brief moment over the weekend, high pressure will be improving our conditions. We're seeing some clouds scattered, but most of all, mostly sunny across the Bahamas today. We got some clouds between the mainland Abaco and the Marls, down across Moores Island and extending down to Sweeting's Key. You've got some cloud coverage just to the west of Treasure Key Airport early today. Cloud coverage down across the Moss Town, extending into Long Island, into Deadman's Key. Otherwise, it's just absolutely gorgeous all the way down. You very easily pick your way through, going through the beautiful sky conditions. Some clouds also showing up on the west coast of Andros. The east coast is pretty clear. No rain showing up on the radar today. It's a dry atmosphere with beautiful cool temperatures rebounding somewhat. Winds will be variable 5 to 10 knots over the Bahamas, most of it. North Eleuthera will have 5 to 10 knots variable. South Eleuthera from Governor's Harbor south will have 10 to 15, generally easterly. That's because as the high moves, its impact will be greater on you with the ridge of the high. Down in the southeast Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots again from the east as you go. Once up in this area, all the way down to north and central Eleuthera, just at the central Eleuthera, it begins to change, and may very easily possible that the nation's capital will get some of the easterly winds, 10 to 15 knots, because the divide line is 25 north latitude. 25 north runs just along the southern border of the nation capital and then into Governor's Harbor. So everything south of 25 north latitude is expected to get south winds, easterly winds, 10 to 15 knots. Daytime high, 68 in Abaco, 62 tonight. The nation's capital in Nassau, 73 in the high, 62 tonight. Grand Bahama, 62 tonight, and 69 as a high. Eleuthera sporting 70 degrees during the day and 68. Not very much change during the evening. Moss Town and south averaging 74. Ragged Island, 74 degrees, mostly sunny, and low tonight around 72. We would welcome that any day of the week to get 74 as the high and 72 as the low. That's really comfortable. So that's your daytime high temperatures across the nation. For tomorrow, this frontal system now reaches the Atlanta, extending down into Texas, but it's going to be slowly moving towards the south. It will pick up speed on Saturday evening, and early Sunday looks like it's expected to cross over the northern Bahamas on its way south, and it will increase the winds on Sunday and cool off once again. But for tomorrow, 5 to 10 knots variable. There'll be southeasterly Friday night, 5 to 10 knots on nation's capital. Down in the southern Bahamas, once again, we're looking at 15 to 20 knots. Eleuthera 5 to 10. Grand Bahama 5 to 10, the nation's capital 5 to 10 variable, which means when we give the variable winds, it could be at 8 o'clock coming from the north, at 9 o'clock it could be coming from the south, at 10 o'clock it could be coming from the east, and really rotating and not staying steady at any particular direction. That's not the case in the southeast Bahamas, where you'll see 15 to 20 pretty steady. And the forecast looking at for Saturday, starting out 15 to 20 knots. As the frontal system gets closer to us, the winds will be clocking around even more southerly and from the southwest. So we're looking at 10 to 15 knots starting the day Saturday, increasing 15 to 20 knots from the southwest before day's end. And that's in Abaco and Grand Bahama. The nation's capital, Nassau, and south will be 15 to 20. Your winds will not clock around to the south and southwest. Neither will it increase until sometime pre-dawn or early Sunday morning as that frontal system approaches you. This is the true indication that the front is getting closer to us when you see these winds clocking around to the south and southwest. General rule of thumb, whenever the winds, if a frontal system is approaching you, whenever the winds are coming due west, and a front is coming towards you, that means that the front is at least 20 miles away from your location. Take that from an old pilot. We always did it that way. Whenever the front's coming and you see the front, the winds are right due out of the west and that front is on the way, the front is only 20 miles from your location. So southwesterly Saturday, down in the southern Bahamas, you're further away from the front, so you're going to get from southeasterly winds. Your winds won't rotate into the south and southwest until sometime into late Sunday afternoon as that frontal system approaches. Okay, let's take a look at your boating forecast for today. This might be your best day to go out and do your boating. With the winds variable 5 to 10 knots. That's something that you should be able to live with. You boaters haven't seen that kind of conditions for quite a while. That's variable 5 to 10, and you're looking at 4 to 6 foot seas in the northern Bahamas, Whale Key. You've got some rolly conditions, but nothing that you can't live with. Negotiating Whale Key shouldn't be difficult today. In the southeast Bahamas, it's 10 to 15 knots. The winds will be from the east. You're also looking at 4 to 6 foot seas. High tides occurring low at 10:28, high at 4:06, and low tonight at 10:23 p.m. Again, the temperature's rebounding, so you should. When we say rebounding, it's still cool. Let me tell you, this morning when that power went off, it began to cool off quickly early this morning. That's a look at your weather, brought to you by our partners at Sky Bahamas Limited. They're offering great rates.